Yay, it's live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first Snapcraft Docs Day. My name's Alan Pope, and with me is David Kelly. Hello, David.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are things in France?
Not quite sunny yet, but it's going to come. So everything is fine.
It's all cloudy here in the UK, as always. So welcome, everyone. This is just a short hangout to introduce our Snapcraft Docs Day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then go and visit my blog, popey.com/blog, and you'll find the most recent entry. I'll show it to you in just a minute. And the goal of this is to have more people exercising our documentation and tutorials around Snapcraft and Snappy in general. The reason why we're doing this is because, we use these tools all day, every day, and, we sometimes don't even look at the documentation because, we know what we're doing. And so it's really beneficial to look at the documentation from the perspective of someone who doesn't use these tools every day. And so that's why we're asking you, dear listener, to help us. And it's pretty straightforward, really. We've got a ton of documentation and tutorials. So long as you've got an Ubuntu system or an Ubuntu VM, you could probably get involved very easily. Might be possible to do this on other distros as well, other supported distros. Documentation should have information about that. If the information about other distros is wrong, that's something that could be fixed as well. So there's lots of opportunities to get things fixed here. So I'll just start by giving a quick overview of where everything is. So I'm just going to share a window on my screen so you can all see everything. And hopefully David can confirm if this is sharing correctly.
Not yet. Yes, it is.
Super. So yeah, this is the blog post, popey.com/blog, and all the details in here. But I just wanted to click through a few things just so you can see, so you're familiar with what I'm talking about. This talks about why we're doing this. I'll just bump open a couple of tabs while we scroll down. It's all day today, so 31st of March. If you're watching this in the future, then you missed it. But the good news is we're always welcoming fixes, patches, reviews. So don't feel like this is the only day you could possibly get involved in Snapcraft and Snappy. So yeah, any day, everyone's welcome. The target people I've put here is developers and documentation experts of all levels. The reason why I've put that is really because the target for Snapcraft is for developers to package their application easily as a snap. And so, the target for Snapcraft is for developers to package their stuff rather than users. But users can help by testing this stuff out. And there's a number of ways in which we could do that. One way is to, read the documentation, figure out if it makes sense, if there's any missing parts, like if you get stuck partway through the documentation, you maybe go through the tutorial to create a snap and it doesn't make sense at any point, or you get stuck, or the language doesn't make sense. All of these are, valid reasons for, asking us if we should file a bug, or maybe just filing a bug. But David can go through that process more in a minute. So there's lots of documentation here at snapcraft.io/docs. We also have some tutorials over at tutorials.ubuntu.com. There's a whole bunch of these as well. These have been pretty thoroughly tested already, but it's always good to get more eyeballs on it because, like I say, it's mostly been tested by us. So we'd really appreciate more eyeballs on this. That would be really, really helpful. And what I've also done down the bottom of this blog post is I've put links to where you can find the source code, because all this stuff is open source: Snapcraft, Snapd, tutorials, and so on. And we've put links down here to where the source code is. So if you want to have a look at the source code, Snapd is written in Go, Snapcraft is written in Python, and the docs are written as what are they, David? Are they Markdown? So that's even easier. Gosh, This doesn't get any easier, does it? So the bug trackers over on the right-hand side take you to, the usual places like GitHub and Launchpad. So you'll need to sign in if you're going to file an issue or a bug, usual kind of process for filing bugs in open source projects. And we'll review those as they come in. So that's super awesome. We also have a thing called Rocket Chat. And Rocket Chat is the chat thing where most of the Snapcraft and Snappy developers hang out. There's also a new forum which came into being after I made my blog post, which is why it's not mentioned there. If you go to forum.snapcraft.io, there's also a forum there where you can interact with people as well. And there is also an IRC channel called Snappy on Freenode. So, you know, we've got everywhere covered. There are people in all these places. So if you want to chat to us and ask us questions or provide feedback in any kind of way that isn't a bug report, then all three of those are, you know, great places to go. Either rocket.ubuntu.com, #snappy on Freenode, or forum.snapcraft.io. When this video finishes, I'll put links to all of these in the description underneath so that they're handily available for everyone. What else? Oh, so I also wrote some examples here of things people might want to do. So, you know, you might say, hey, I want to get involved, but I don't know what I want to do. Here are some examples. You know, if you are a developer and you've written maybe your own application in Python or Go or Java or C or whatever, really, have a go at snapping it and go through the documentation. And if you get stuck, let us know where you get stuck. You know, it could be that, you know, your application needs patching or something, and you can work through that yourself. But if maybe you stumble across a problem with Snapcraft or Snappy itself, then, you know, let us know, and we can either point you at an existing bug, because, you know, lots of people have tested this stuff already, and it may well be an existing bug, and we can point you at that, or we'll get you to file a new bug, and then we can, you know, figure out the priority on that and get the guys working on that. So that would be awesome. There's also the tutorials you could test out. It's another great thing to do. That's a great thing for real super beginners to do, is to just go through the tutorials, because they're designed for, you know, starting from zero. So those are really, really good for getting like absolute beginners started. And then there's also things like if you find any bugs in the bug trackers, like these bug trackers down here, if there are any bugs which are listed as new, which means they haven't been confirmed by anyone, maybe you could try and reproduce those bugs. That's a really beneficial thing, because sometimes Snapcraft and Snappy developers get an influx of bugs, and if they're not confirmed, then they don't know, you know, what the priority of those is. And it's only once multiple people confirm them we can decide really the priority of how serious and severity of those are. Another option, and I'll throw to David in a minute for this one, is maybe write your own tutorial. So I mentioned that we've got a bunch of tutorials here. There's like 3, 6, I can't count. What's that? 8 tutorials on that page. I'm sure there are more in the pipeline that are currently in the works that David can talk about. But it could be that you might want to write a new tutorial, and David can talk about the process. So really, that's everything I wanted to talk about. Is you know, the idea of this is just a fun day to get involved with Snapcraft and Snappy, test out documentation, test out the tutorials, see where they break, tell us where they break, and we can fix them. Have I missed anything there? I don't think so.
No, I think you went through all the places.
Awesome. I've lost my window. Where is it? There it is. Hooray, I'm back. So, yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about, I think. So, over to you, David. What did you want to talk about?
All right. So I'm going to show you quickly how you can file a documentation bug and even fix a documentation bug. In 5 minutes, you can do this, and it's really easy. So I'm going to share a window if this works. And of course, it doesn't.
You share your entire desktop, or just a window?
No, I'm using one of these new fancy browsers, you know, and like Vivaldi, I'm trying, and it doesn't open the pop-up to screen share. So maybe, Alan, you can open Snappy Docs on GitHub.
I certainly can. You just tell me where to go, and I will go.
Yes, please. So just the Snappy Docs front page on GitHub.
Snappy Docs. So this is this one here, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Perfect. Okay.
So to file a documentation bug on Snappy Docs. It's easy. It's on the Issues tab. You won't find a lot of bugs there because a lot of them are on another project in GitHub, which is called Snapcraft.io. So you can file bugs either here or at Snapcraft.io. It doesn't mind. They are both tracked the same way. To file a bug, just click New Issue and enter your issue. Make sure you specify the page the issue is in. It will make things much easier.
So if let's take an example. If someone's in the middle of
let's say build snaps,
build snaps, right? So they can just copy that URL.
Exactly.
Or they can just say, I mean, if we say there's an error on the build snaps page.
Exactly.
You'll know which page that is because there isn't a tremendous number of pages on the doc site, right?
Yes.
But if they paste the URL in there, it makes it even better.
That works as well. So make sure you state your issue clearly. In any case, an issue is just the start of a conversation, and we will look at it and discuss it. And if you see something you can fix yourself, like a typo or some words that doesn't really make sense and you have a better proposition, just go to the Code tab. Let's go to Build Snaps. So you open Build Snap folder. The structure is quite straightforward. It follows the same one as the website. So
if I look on the website, you can see all the pages down the side here match the pages that are in here. Right, that makes
pretty much. Let's, for example, open the scriptlets page. And when you are here, you just need to click the little pen icon on the top right.
This guy up in the top right,
This one. Just edit the file. It's in Markdown. It's quite straightforward. As you can see, there is not much magic in it. Just some syntax to follow, but just looking at it should really help.
Right, and this is a standard format. Markdown, like it's well documented everywhere, so it's not it's not weird and esoteric or hard to learn or anything like that. It's
exactly.
I mean, I use it for my blog posts, so it can't be that hard.
Just fix the bug and just add some description of what you've done at the bottom and propose file change, and it will directly propose the file change, and that will be reviewed and approved fully.
Awesome. And how often after, like, so if I were to do this and then on that issue someone says, yeah, that's a great change, and they commit that change, would I see that reflect on the website sometime later on today, or do you only update the website periodically, or how does that work?
So updates are not automatic. There is a manual process to the website because we want to really have a good look at everything that that lands. So it's updated about twice a week, but since it's Snapcraft Doc Days, there will be an update at the end of the day.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, that's good. Awesome.
And
anything else you want me to show on my
tutorials, please.
Tutorials.
Okay. Yes, on the website. If you want to file a bug on a tutorial or propose a change, just follow the link at the top of the website.
Oh, there's a link on the top of the website.
Yeah.
That link there.
Right there.
The only link.
Thank you. And as you can see, you have a direct link to guidelines for contributing. So right now, tutorials are Google Docs, which is easier for some people and harder for others who prefer more structured document. Good news is that we are going to support Markdown tutorials very soon. But right now, you can rely on the guidelines document that will walk you through how to format a Google document and make it available as a tutorial on the website. It's quite straightforward.
Guidelines document, and it's quite comprehensive.
It's quite comprehensive. It's fairly long, but it's mostly about the syntax. You can just use an existing tutorial document. I think there is one listed in there, and just replicate it. it's fairly easy.
Awesome.
If you are looking for tutorial ideas, just look at the issues filed on the tutorial website, existing issues. You have a lot of tutorial requests, and you can, of course, come up with your own topics. This is Snapcraft Doc Days, so let's make Snapcraft tutorials. But of course, the tutorials website is for any kind of Ubuntu-related tutorial.
Right. So if you're interested in writing a tutorial about something that's not directly related to Snapcraft or Snappy, that's
exactly
fine, and that could be published on the site as well.
Yes. If you're into server DevOps, that works as well. One more thing. Yes, we have 4 tutorials in the pipeline. One which is about advanced Snap usage. We go in depth quite a lot about the Snap command and assertions and all that kind of esoteric topics. So if you want to try them and to test them, to have a bit of a preview, just join us on Rocket Chat, and I'll pass you the link.
Awesome.
So you can be an early tester for